Hey everybody, this is Gary. Thought I'd do an update on the heavy Chevy. It's January 20th of 2020. Can you believe it's 2020 already? And so I just wanted to show you, I've put the front end on it, done a lot of work on it. We'll start off with the door gaps. This car, that's original door, that's original quarter, and boy does this thing have nice gaps. It is nice. And the doors, they shut. Watch this door. That thing shuts like $1,000,000. And the front gaps are really good. These are AMD fenders. I bought right and left AMD fender. I bought a AMD trunk lid and an AMD hood because the original trunk lid was all rusted out. The original hood was gone, and it had a pair of fenders, GM fenders on this car that didn't fit worth nothing. They were terrible. I don't know if they'd been in a wreck or what. But anyways, the gaps are really good on these doors. I mean, you get down on the bottom, that's a really nice gap. And really good up through there. And I come across a special piece that I needed. This is a base model. The heavy Chevys were built out of the base model. And it's a 1C37 on the VIN tag. And then the trim tag, I don't know if you can see this or not. Let me see if I can get, yeah, right there. I guess that you can see it. Maybe not. It's a 13437. And that was Arlington plant used that in 72. In 71, that was on the VIN tag and the trim tag. 72, they went to the 1C37, and the Arlington plant still used that 13437. And I don't know why, but Dale out there that has the Chevelle International Heavy Chevy website and all the rest of that, he sent me an email and told me all about that, so I kind of believe that that's what's going on. Anyways, my good friend Tracy Miller, he had this heavy Chevy piece. This is stainless. It's all dirty. I got to polish it up. But these are special because they have a ledge in them right here. They go down and then they come out. And the regular SS and Malibu ones were just a straight kind of semi-curved piece, polished stainless. This is polished stainless, but it's all dirty right now. But anyways, I got that piece, and that's key to this whole thing. So then the next thing I did, I got the wire harnesses, M&H. I bought these all off of Ground Up. That's brand new engine wire harness. And then I've got a brand new headlight forward headlamp harness. And that's from American Wire. I don't know why Ground Up sells two different brands, but that's what they do. And then here's all your, this is the headlight harness. Here's your headlight. There's your grounds. And then here's your, this is this big wide one right here. That's your voltage regulator, and that's your horn relay right here. And I've got those. I just got to put them in yet. I also put the aluminum radiator in, and I wanted to talk to you about that because all these radiators through the years I've been buying and having redone, the brass ones, they always wind up leaking. So I switched quite a few years ago. I switched to these aluminum radiators because, as you can see right there, they're welded. And they just, unless you crash the car or do something major to it, they just don't leak. And they're really good radiators. They dissipate the heat a lot quicker because these big blocks, you got to get rid of the heat. And the two things you can do is put aluminum radiator, actually three things. You put aluminum radiator in it, then you go to Milodon and you get a high volume water pump, and then you go to Edelbrock and you get an RPM air gap. Because these cars right here, these motors, these big blocks from the 60s and 70s, when you got into 90 degree, 95 degree days, they want a vapor lock. Because what happens is, Chevrolet ran the exhaust up underneath the carburetor and over to the other side. And they built up a lot of heat. So what would happen is the gasoline would dissipate right out of the carburetor before it ever got down into the cylinders. When it got in the intake, it would just dissipate, it would disappear. So a really good solution to all that is the aluminum radiator, high volume water pump, and that intake manifold right there. And you'll end all that problem. You know, unless you're running it really hard or something, but I don't know what'll happen there. But anyways, so then the next thing is, I got all the battery. I bought an AC Delco battery. Let me get it over here so you can see. Yep. AC Delco battery. Got all the battery cables in. Got all the hoses. Those are all in, the lower hoses. Got the transmission lines in. Those turned out really good. And then I put the AC delete box. And that one come from ground up. Now, you can buy a fiberglass one from NPD, but I like this ground up one a lot better. It's pre-drilled. It's made out of, I think, ABS plastic. It's a kind of a hard ABS, but I'm going to tell you what, that thing is tough as nails. You just can't do nothing to them unless, you know, you get in a wreck and the motor smashes it. But I got all that in, got the right fan in it finally. It was a bunch of rigmarole to get this thing set up. And you have to ground it because the ABS plastic won't ground the motor. So I had to do a lot of rigmarole to get it in, and then I had to convert the box on the inside. On the inside, you take the, you got 4 doors on the inside. You got your bi-level door is the one you take out, like I use 68, 69 air boxes, the inside air boxes, and I'll take that bi-level door out of them. Then you got to do a little bit of cable work on the one cable for the defroster floor, and you got to get a shorter cable or make it shorter or add an extension onto where the cable mounts. But man, it works out really good. You wind up with a box that operates just like the without air, but it's an air box so that everything goes through the firewall right, you know, because you got a bigger hole, and it's a whole bunch of difference between the without and with air, you know, the firewalls. So anyways, all that's done. I also have I got a bunch of parts up here that I got to put in, like the emergency brake cables and just a whole bunch of that stuff. Here's the gap on the passenger side. Now on the passenger side, there's a good story here. I bought all this stuff down at Jegg's in Columbus in Delaware. You see how nice that gap is? So anyways, I bought 2 fenders, a hood, and a trunk lid. Well, this fender right here, when I put it on, the first one I got, this fender did not fit up here. It had, the gap was more than 3/8 of an inch. I've got pictures of it. I'll put it in the slideshow and show you. So I called Jegs up. They said, fine, bring it back. This was 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And they said, and they have 2 locations. They have a location down at 11th Avenue, down in downtown Columbus, and then they got a location out in Delaware. Well, I thought it was the Delaware location, so I thought, well, it only takes me an hour and 15 minutes to get down there, so I can make it. They said they would set it out for me and just bring the old fender, and they'd give me the new one. And I'm going to tell you what, these people bent over backwards for me. I thought I was President Trump when I walked in there. These people just could not be nice enough to me. I was at the wrong location. It was actually 11th Avenue is where the fender was waiting for me, and they closed at 7, and I got to Delaware at 7. So the store part of 11th Avenue was closed, but their shipping and receiving, they're there till 12 o'clock. So the manager at the Delaware store, they finally connected me with him, you know, the people out on the floor, because I went back to shipping and receiving because I knew the front door was locked. So I went back to shipping and receiving. They brought the manager out, and I'm telling you what, Pierre is his name. He's the nicest guy you ever want to meet, and that guy bent over backwards for me. We got on the computer and he saw where I had called and they were going to do the exchange. So he said, "Well, let me find a vendor here in the plant, in the warehouse." And he said it'll probably be about an hour. So I said, "Okay, well, I'll go up to McDonald's up on 23 and I'll go eat while I'm waiting. Call me." And I give him his cell phone number or mine. Yeah, he give me his, I give him mine. Well, he called me about maybe 20 minutes or a half hour later and he said, "Gary," he said, "you got to go down to 11th Avenue." He said, "I got it all set up for you. They're waiting on you." But he said, "We don't have." He came to McDonald's and give me all the paperwork that I needed to go down there to 11th Avenue, which was about a half hour away. And those people down there bent over backwards for me. They had the fender. They helped me load it. They helped me tie it down. And it's of all the people that I've been dealing with throughout the years, and I've dealt with Osleys, Luddies, Chicago Corvette, Long Island Corvette, DNR Classics, Paragon Corvette, and there's many more. MPD, Ground Up. Just I could name, there's another dozen people that I've dealt with, like OEM Parts and Classic Muscle, and just on and on and on. Jegs, they are the nicest people. They will bend over backwards for you like I've never seen before. So I thought that I would put that in this video because I want people to know, go to Jegs and they will give you service like you've never seen before. So anyways, and here's the door gaps back here. Now this factory, this is the original door. That's the original quarter panel. Chevy wasn't too worried about the gap, but we're going to take and fill that in. And but this door has really nice gaps too. It's got nice gaps. You won't be able to see the bottom. I already tried this once in a video and I didn't do too good. So, but anyways, I want to go over here and I also want to show you the dash, because I got the dash ready to go in. I'm waiting on a couple pieces for it. I got to get a rear radio bracket from MPD. They make them for the stereo. But this is original. This is original base model dash. It has no astral ventilation in it and all that. And there sets the AM FM 8-track stereo. Rare radio. And it's the correct one for this car. And this car came with stereo. And so I have all that. And the dash is really nice. It's not broken and all that kind of stuff. And it's all set up to go. So I got that. I'm about ready to put that in. I've got the antenna. Let me go this way. I got the antenna that goes up to the windshield for that radio. I got all those little pieces there for the emergency brake cables. There's the hood latch. There's the rear tag mount for the bumper. There's the hood hinges and factory hood. That's a factory original one. It's not the original one to the car because they molested the one to the car, but this is a really nice 72. And that's another thing, the heavy Chevy, they were all bench seat. And if you ordered an automatic, you could only get it on the column. Now, if you ordered a 3-speed or a 4-speed, you could get those in the floor with the bench seat, but no console. But mine was an ordered automatic, so I have the original style. This is not the original column to the car, but it is a 72, and it is the right column for the car, and it's all really nice. So, and then there's the trunk latch and a couple other pieces. So, but basically, I'm going to do a slideshow. This car's coming along, and it's really looking nice. Everything's working together on it, coming together, I should say. So, but anyways, I'm going to do a slideshow, and then I'll narrate that slideshow. That's something new that I'm doing. So, but anyways, I appreciate everybody watching, and I ask that you would subscribe, hit the bell so you can get all the updates. I don't update, every day, but. So anyways, I'm not going to bore you anymore with all that, but So I'm going to do a slideshow. I'm going to narrate the slideshow, do something different. So I appreciate everybody watching, and this is what I was talking about with the fender. Look at the gap in that. I was about sick when I put that on. But anyways, thanks for watching. I appreciate all your views, and please subscribe and hit the bell so that you can get any updates, and have a good one. I'll be continuing to work on with the heavy Chevy. All right. Talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.